All right, you guys, we are going to practice drawing Frida Kahlo. I want to make sure, I'm going to encourage you to draw this upside down. So let me first go ahead and start labeling my letters, my numbers, I mean. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. Make sure you don't write your numbers in the way of the drawing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, now we're going to find, I'm going to start right here. This box is right here. We want to find that box there. Make sure you identify the correct box, okay? So this is in 4, 5, 4, 5. This is the box we're drawing. This is the exact same box as this right here. So I'm going to take a look only at this box. I am only looking at this box. So I'm going to use this to cover whatever I don't need to look at, okay? Now, let's go ahead and look very closely at what we see here. So far, we see 1, 2, 3 different shapes here. I'm going to start by drawing in this one right here. This odd shape. I'm going to pay very close attention to how far is this down from the top of this square. Pay attention to that. How much negative space do I see? Remember, negative space is the space surrounding the object. So pay attention to how much negative space you notice. Go ahead, start drawing what you see. I already can tell that this is a little bit too wide. So let me narrow that. And I think it's too low. Okay, so it starts here. Okay. That looks close enough. Although I do see my mistakes there. I'm gonna correct them actually. So as I'm drawing this, I need to pay very close attention to what I'm drawing. Drawing is 50% observation. Keep that in mind. Okay, that's better. All right, now I'm going to go over here and draw this angle. Pay attention to how far over these two are from each other right here. How far is that coming up? How far is this line going up? And then take it over. Pay attention to how far down this shape begins. These two lines begin. Because you don't want it up too high, you don't want it up too low. Now remember, these black squares are your guidelines. You can always use your compass, in this case, to measure. So I'm going to grab my compass. I'm going to see how far wide is that. Well, that's on point. It could be a little lower. Okay. And then I'm going to draw this. There's a curve right there. And I just drew that first box. Now I'm going to move on to the next box right next to it. All right, moving on to the second box here. We know they connect, so we could just keep going. This here stops right there. And I know it's a curve. Make sure it's neater than mine. I'm having to draw from a weird angle with this camera. But make sure yours is nice and neat. You will be graded on neatness. I'm going to straighten this out a little bit. There. And I feel like this here is longer. There. And I'm just gonna draw this. Pay attention to how far it comes out. And then I'm gonna double check with my compass. If you don't have a compass with you, that is perfectly fine. Just eye it to the best of your ability. You'll see me adjusting my drawing throughout the whole process. I'm gonna adjust this as well. There. Moving on to our next square. Let's go ahead. Let's go here. Or better yet, we have one right here. Right next door. Let's do this one. Right next to it. So I see this angle in the corner there. I'm going to recreate that. And then there's this, what looks like an ellipse or a very long elongated octagon or something, hexagon. Notice I'm not naming the different parts. Like in real life, I know that I'm drawing, this here's an earring, this is her earring, but I don't want to name it. And the bottom of this here is her chin, and this begins her lip. We don't want to name these shapes. We just want to identify them as lines and shapes. You do not, the thing is, when you go to try to draw a mouth or a person, a portrait or whatever, you're going to start thinking what you think you know to draw, and you're going to draw what you think you know to draw instead of exactly what it is that you see. You have to draw what it is that you see, not what you think you know. So drawing it upside down helps a lot with that. Now that we're done with this, we're going to move on to our next box.
Now, make sure this is the right box right here. And it is. I'm going to draw what I see. I see this line, this curved line coming up. And then this here. Right there. And then I see this. Take your time. This is right. Comes out a bit. It goes back in. It might be too far down though. It might be too far out right. You see how I'm just editing what I'm doing as I go. As I notice my mistake, I correct it. And then we have this little shape here. And I already noticed this here. Fix that. Now I'm going to draw this here. Looks almost like a diamond shape. It's okay to name the shapes themselves if you notice. Shapes that you can name that are non-organic, but you don't want to name or label the body parts or label what it is that you're drawing. Don't label your object. But it's okay to label. Put a name to the shapes that you recognize. We'll move on to the next one. And this here is what I'm going to draw. I see two different lines and this shape right here. There. And I'm going to draw this line. I know this line is connected to this one, so start from there. And it begins to curve here. And I have this over here. Paying very close attention to how far next or how far from the edge. What I mean by edge is this black line. So remember, these are our guidelines, okay? These squares are our guidelines. So how far from the guideline are these lines over here that I'm drawing in?